In today's video, I'm talking about my latest Switch 2 accessory. I've had some time to spend with it, so now I'm able to share my thoughts on it. Let's go. Now, I don't know about you, but the very first thing I did when I unboxed my new Switch 2 was install a tempered glass screen protector. Then I started shopping for a good case to go with it. I don't have interest in packing up the whole dock, Joy-Con grip, and a bunch of accessories when I want to take my Switch 2 on the road with me, but I do think an absolute must for a case is being able to fit in a charger. A dead Switch battery means game over, and I just didn't want to settle for a case that had no room to stow a charger inside, especially with the approximate 2-hour battery life of the Switch 2. Now, this depends on speaker volume, screen brightness, the game you're playing, if you're connected to Wi-Fi, but regardless, you're not playing this thing for more than a couple of hours on a single charge. Enter the gaming charging case by Belkin, made for Switch 2. I bought this case with my own money. This is not a sponsored video, and my opinions here are my own. I bought this case because I thought it offered what I was looking for in a travel case. It's a pretty sleek case with a premium, nice feel. It's not a hard shell, but soft to the touch. It still feels like it provides reasonable protection from drops or being crushed though. It's available in 3 different colors: charcoal, sand, or pistachio green. It's available on Amazon, but it's been going in and out of stock, and some of the colors aren't always available when it is in stock. Now, I would describe charcoal as black, sand, which is the color I decided on, is a light tan color, and the pistachio I'd describe as a light or olive green color. Now, there are 2 different products available. There's the travel case for $29.99, and then there's the option I bought, the charging case, which is the same travel case, but also includes a battery bank that fits inside. That retails for $69.99 and is the one I have here today. I bought this one direct from Belkin on their website, and I was offered a small coupon code to get a little percentage off, but I've seen this go in and out of stock on Amazon, and it's the same price there, just without that little discount code. I'll go over the case, then we'll take a look at the battery bank, since the case is available with or without that option. The case has a double zipper design and a small carry handle. Inside is a storage area for things like wired earbuds, a USB cable. Nothing very bulky though, because this case is pretty slim and minimalistic. But that's kind of what I'm going for, as long as it can hold everything I want to keep inside. Inside there's a storage pouch area, and there's a little pocket for an air tag inside, which is a pretty clever feature. I don't tend to misplace my things, but this is a particularly expensive thing, and especially if this case is holding a Switch 2 that belongs to a kid who might be a little more forgetful or less mindful of leaving expensive things lying around, that could come in handy. There's a flap to protect the screen, and it doubles as game card storage. It can hold up to 12 cartridges. Now, down beneath where the Switch rests in the case, there's a 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank with an included short USB cable with one straight in and one 90-degree in, so your Switch 2 can charge while inside the case. The battery bank has a digital LCD display that shows the battery's percentage. Inside the case, there's a Velcro strap to hold the battery in place, and there are 2 USB-C ports on the battery bank, so you can charge the Switch and your phone at the same time, or maybe some Bluetooth earbuds, or maybe you want to plug in the battery bank while the Switch is plugged into it at the same time. According to Belkin, the battery bank can charge the Switch 2 up to 1.5 times, and in my experience, that's about right. What this means is if you play until the battery is really low, you can plug the Switch 2 into the battery bank, completely charge it, unplug it, then play again till the battery is really low, plug it back into the battery bank, and this time you'll get around a 50% charge. Then your battery bank is pretty much dead. Now, next to the battery bank, there are these two recesses in the case. It's hard to judge the size of these areas just from pictures on the sale listing, and nowhere have I seen it mention what these spaces were intended for, but I immediately thought a charger might fit here. That would be a great feature if not only you can charge the Switch 2 without a power outlet, but you could also store a charger to recharge the battery bank or the Switch itself while out and about. Now, after getting my hands on the case, these recesses aren't as large as I originally thought, so the official Nintendo Switch 2 charger won't fit in here. But I do have a small Anker one that will. I already had this in my game room for my iPhone and decided to try it with my Switch 2. Nintendo suggests to have at least a 60-watt charger to supply the Switch with power while docked, but since I'm not interested in taking my dock on the road with me, I only really need a charger that'll supply more juice than the Switch uses while playing in handheld mode. Nintendo recommends at least 15 watts to charge this way. This is the Anker Nano PowerPort 3, and it's 20 watts. Which is what this battery bank also supplies the Switch when only one of the USB-C ports is being used to charge at a time. According to Belkin's documentation included with the case, the battery bank drops to 15 watts on each port if you decide to charge two devices at the same time. Nintendo also states that charging the Switch 2 using both the top and bottom USB-C ports won't make it charge any faster. So here's how I have my case set up. In the storage flap, I have some old wired Apple earbuds. I need to replace these with some that have an included microphone so I can play online, but this pair's strictly for sound. I think I might have gotten these from the last iPod Touch I bought, which was a really long time ago. What can I say? I take care of my stuff, and these are still working just like new, so for now, they're in here. You could throw in some Bluetooth wireless earbuds if you want to. Just keep in mind, you can use any Bluetooth earbuds for sound with Switch 2, but it's not capable of using a Bluetooth microphone. I put one of my AirTags in the little pouch. I don't expect I need this in here, but nobody really expects to lose their stuff until they do, so it's a nice feature included, so I'm going to use it. I have this case I picked up on Amazon a couple of years ago with all my Switch and Switch 2 physical games inside, but this doesn't leave my house. If I lose this, then I lose every physical game I own, and I'm mostly a physical collector, so risking losing this or having it stolen would make me sick. So instead of taking this entire case of games with me, I can take a few, up to 12 cartridges, and stick them in here. Technically 13 if there's one in the Switch and you use all 12 slots in the case here. I have this little Anker Nano charging brick in one of the little recesses underneath the Switch beside the battery bank. Now I can take this one sleek case, play up to 13 physical games, use earbuds, charge on the go, and still be able to plug into an outlet and charge the Switch and or the battery bank. For the features included with this case, at the price point of $69.99, I think it's a really good choice. Now, one of the cons of the case is there's not a lot of clearance around your shoulder buttons or on the top side on your sticks, so if you press in on the case or squeeze it, you can activate some of the buttons. So what I'd suggest, instead of putting the Switch 2 in sleep mode, just power it down completely. That way no buttons are pressed while it's in the case and it's not doing stuff. Hopefully this video helped you out if you've been looking at this case but weren't sure about it, or if you're needing a case but hadn't seen this one yet. If you watched this far, hit the like button for me if you don't mind. Share the video with a friend if you think they might be interested in this case. And for more video game stuff, streams, and unboxings, consider subscribing. See you later.